Hey, this is Stacy from Let's Cook Y'all. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new, welcome. We're so glad you're here. We hope you'll enjoy the content and you'll consider hitting that red subscribe button. We're back with our weekly dinner video. We had a fun and different week at our house this week. We hope you enjoy the video. The first recipe we have for y'all this week, I made in my little West Bin. You can use any crock pot. I started out with 2 chicken breasts that were still partially frozen. I seasoned them with my choice of seasonings, which was some Mrs. Dash garlic and herbs, some onion powder, some Mrs. Dash chicken seasoning, and some salt and pepper. I flipped them over so I could season the second side, and I put just a little bit, about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of chicken broth in to help them cook. My little West Bin cooks pretty fast, so a couple hours later I took the lid off, took one of my favorite gadgets, which is an instant read thermometer, and checked them to make sure they got to 165. For an easy side, I took a can of corn and added some salt and pepper and some of this Trader Joe's everything but the elote seasoning. I drained my West Bin of the cooking liquids and the chicken broth. One thing I like about this appliance, I can get a good sear on the chicken. I added the fully cooked chicken pieces back and then basted them with some barbecue sauce. We like this Stubbs brand because it doesn't have any high fructose corn syrup. And I let it cook in there a little bit to kind of crisp up the outside. I can get a little sear with this appliance as opposed to maybe a crock pot. Dinner today could not be easier. It's one of Tim's favorites. He probably would prefer barbecue chicken from the grill, but this is pretty close, and you can also do it in the air fryer, in the oven, or fry it. I just don't fry chicken, so we cooked it in the slow cooker. What I like about my little West Bin is that it will also sear, so I drained the cooking liquids, the broth, and then seared it, and then put some barbecue sauce on it. Opened him a can of Bush's grilling beans. Made some mashed potatoes in the microwave. Opened a can of corn. This is a meal when Stacy really doesn't like to cook, but it makes Tim's happy. Barbecue chicken and sides is what's for dinner today. We had a little bit of an unseasonable cool snap this week, so I got my soup pot out, decided to make one more soup. I started off with some diced carrots and onions. Feel free to add celery if you like. I had soaked overnight an assortment of some dried beans that I had left over from making gift jars at Christmas. I got those going with some water, a bouillon cube, a can of diced tomatoes, and all of these spices that you see here. I'll leave a link to the recipe we used when we made up these jars for all of the measurements for all the different dried spices. And I also added some ham, or you could add some sausage or most any kind of meat that you like. A couple hours later, it was time to fish out the bay leaf, and then I had a cameraman show up. It's not really soup weather around here anymore, but I had some ends of packages of dried beans left from making the gifts at Christmas, and we'll leave a link to that recipe, and some ham left from Easter. You can scoop it up some more.
I'm playing.
You can play in it all you want. And what goes better with soup? Bread, but we're trying to cut the bread or the cornbread, so I just made us a big salad using mostly fresh stuff. I have a fair amount of fresh produce right now. So ham and bean soup in the middle of the hot springtime down here is what's for dinner today.
So the only thing that goes better with soup is cold weather than a salad, I guess you say?
You've told me for 20 plus years that you only like soups when it's cold.
I'm with a mess.
Yes, you did.
It was your
That's
fault,
okay.
though.
That's okay. That's all right. That's what's for dinner today. Tuesday often signals Taco Tuesday in our house because it's one of our favorite cuisines. I tried a twist on an old favorite. I started off by mixing almost equal parts of sour cream and salsa. I tasted and adjusted, got it the way I wanted it to taste. Then in a small 8-inch skillet on the stove, I actually used my new Evo sprayer rather than pouring olive oil. Put in 1/2 pound of ground turkey and some taco seasoning from a sweet friend. She watches. She knows who she is. Thank you for my taco seasoning. We're gonna mix these up. Normally when I make a taco...
What you got cooking?
Oh, you're funny. We're going to try something new. Instead of a regular taco salad with tortilla chips, we're going to try the Dorito version, and we're going to build the salads, and we're going to put the dressing on it and toss it together, which means it won't work for leftovers, but you want to. I know. This is always hard for me to make.
Isn't that right? You can't
I have
stop.
bought Doritos how many times? Probably a half a dozen times. And by the time I go to make the Dorito taco salad and try something new, someone who shall remain nameless
I like Doritos.
has already eaten all the Doritos. So do you want everything? I've got pinto beans, chips, cheese, lettuce, olives, taco meat, the salad, and then some avocado that I cut up. Do you want all of them tossed in yours?
Give me the works.
The works. Will you hold the camera, Crunch Master?
I better stop crunching. I have a Dorito in my hand, so I can't really zoom. So I use my manual zoom.
You're funny.
Great camera work here.
Great.
See if I can get one finger on that zoom button. Oh yeah, we can do that.
You want more Doritos or less? I mean, is that enough or do you want more Doritos?
Nobody tosses a Dorito.
And what favorite movie of mine is that from?
I'm quite sure.
You do know what movie that's
do.
from. The original Fellowship of the Rings.
They had Doritos in Fellowship of the
The
Rings?
first Lord of the Rings movie. It's not nearly as quoted at our house as Oh Brother.
Really?
Really?
What's a good quote in Oh Brother?
You never take me alive, coppers.
That was a pretty good one.
Mahar. Mahar.
Let me show you hair?
No. No, this is one of those days. Mahar.
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 Same here.
Mahar. Which is why we don't get on camera much. Not having a good hair day. Oop, I just made a mess.
Advantage from for working from home.
Don't have to fix your hair and put on makeup.
Never
every day.
turn on the webcam.
Never. All right. For better or for worse, for richer or for poor, that is your Dorito taco salad. That work for you?
I hope so.
Last week we made chicken pesto flatbread, so I had this bottle of pesto open from Trader Joe's. I decided to throw together a quick pesto pasta salad. I mixed together some of the pesto, a little bit of lemon juice, some of the pasta water from boiling the pasta, and then I added a little bit of mayonnaise to give it a little bit of body. To the bow tie pasta that I'd cooked and drained, I added some sliced black olives, some little cubed pieces of mozzarella cheese, a little bit of black pepper, and some of my favorite nature's seasoning from Morton, and then the pesto mixture that we'd mixed up and added it all together. I tasted it, thought it needed a little something else, so I got some pine nuts out of my freezer and toasted those up in a little skillet and then added those at the end. Also last week I'd opened a package of Havarti slices to make some hot ham and cheese sandwiches in the air fryer, so I decided to use those along with some deli ham that I had open to make some more hot ham and cheese sandwiches, but rather than doing them on Hawaiian bread in the air fryer, I just made regular grilled sandwiches in a skillet on the stovetop. We are both super busy today and just didn't get a chance to cook, so I just made some quick hot ham and cheese sandwiches, mixed up a very small amount of a quick pasta salad with pesto, black olives, pine nuts, and little chunks of mozzarella. Feel free to add tomatoes. I do have some cut up for Tim I can add to his, or cucumber, or whatever else you like, and some chips. Gotta cut my sandwich, fix our plates. Sandwich and pasta salad is what's for dinner today. The next recipe, you need a package of King's Hawaiian brand rolls. You can either use the larger size from either Costco or Sam's, or a smaller package from the grocery store or the store brand, which I've bought before. We're going to take a skillet and heat it up, add some olive oil, some chopped onion, some ground beef. Meanwhile, while the meat is cooking, I'm going to slice across the middle to open up the bread like a book. Once you've cut through it horizontally, you want to put the bottom half in a sprayed loaf pan. It's okay if there's a little bit of gap on the edge. It's not a problem. Once the meat and the onions are about browned, I add some minced garlic and then the spices, some smoked paprika, some cumin and some mustard powder, and then some kosher salt and black pepper. Mix all that together really well and get the spices toasted. Then I take a can of Rotel green chilies and diced tomatoes that I've drained really, really well and add to the meat. While my oven is preheating to 350, I'm going to finish the bread. You can put the cheese on the bottom or the top of the meat. I just always prefer to put it on the bottom and then put the hot meat on top of it. I think it helps the cheese to melt. You can use sliced cheddar, sliced Colby Jack. I used a mix of both, and then put as much of the meat on it as you want, and then put the top half back on the meat mixture. For the topping, I just melted some butter that I added some brown sugar, some yellow ballpark mustard, some Worcestershire sauce, and then some sesame seeds. Mixed all that together really well, and then took a silicone pastry brush and brushed the tops. I'm going to bake these in a 350-degree oven for about 20 to 30 minutes. You can shield them the last 5 or 10 minutes if they look like they're over browning. And I did cover mine with foil with about 10 minutes left, and here's what they look like, all hot and gooey. We made these party cheeseburgers to take to a Sunday school party, which is the first one we've had since many months before the pandemic started. We had a lot of food, pulled pork, my party cheeseburgers, some ham, a whole lot of casseroles and stuff. I think this one was a Mexican beef, a Frito salad. We had some sides like coleslaw, a broccoli salad, some potato salad, a fruit salad, a lot of deer sausage and cheeses, some homemade sourdough bread, some garlic bread, and then the desserts were a Butterfinger cake, some cookies, a banana pudding, some brownies, some more cookies, and an apple pie. We had a lot of food and a lot of people and a wonderful time. Everybody is fully vaccinated, and we had a wonderful time of fellowship together. I had enough stuff left, and some people didn't get them at our party, so I made another tray to share and for us to have of party cheeseburgers. We'll leave a link to the recipe video for these. They're delicious. They went really fast at our party. Husband of the... Oh my gosh.
We're going to eat dessert first.
I think life is short. We're going to eat dessert first. Husband of the day ordered me pizza. Let me get no green peppers on half of it.
On the right side, you said.
Well, if you go this way, it's the right side.
How can you tell the right?
If this way is the right. See, there's no green peppers on this left side. But I think we need to eat these chocolate lava. I wonder if they're as good as the ones I make in the Instant Pot. Chocolate lava crunch cakes
Probably
first.
not, but we'll suffer through it.
And maybe a movie. Ooh, it's a good night in our house. Pizza and chocolate is what's for dinner today. We tried another new fun experiment in our air fryer that we wanted to share with you guys. I don't have any liners, so I took a piece of parchment paper and cut it to fit and cut some holes in it. Then I purchased a tub of Nestle Toll House chocolate chip cookie dough. I did get the small one at Walmart, although they do sell a big tub at our Sam's Club. I scooped out some dough. Didn't even use my cookie scoop. I just kind of eyeballed them. I ended up fitting about 6 on the parchment for us to try. I might peek in on them around 7 or 8 minutes and see how they're doing. 10 minutes at 330 with no preheating. My big oven would not have even preheated, and we have cookies. We appear to have a difference of opinion here. These are a little soft, and I like them a little crispier than
Tasty.
than Tim does. I think they need a little longer than 10 minutes, but it's personal preference. They're easy to put back. They're very soft and crumbly at 10. You could probably cook them a little crispier. I think next time I'll try 11 or 12.
I love to make homemade chocolate chip cookies, but having this dough on hand makes it so easy. We can put them in the air fryer, cook them for 10 minutes, and then let them cool a few minutes, and we have cookies. Thanks so much for stopping by. Take care, have a wonderful and truly blessed day.